Through our research on the websoilsurvey.nrcs.usda.gov, we discovered that lithic bedrock might be a critical issue for our client. We can now use this information in ArcGIS to extract that information from our soil feature class into a raster data set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off everything except exactly what I need, and that's going to be my soils and my area of interest. And I'm going to open my model builder. I'm going to go over here to my Arc toolbox, and I'm going to look for the tool that I need. And the tool that, the process that I'm going to do is I'm going to first clip my soils down, and then I'm going to convert it into a raster. And when I convert it to a raster, I want to pull out the lithic bedrock information. So let me first right click on my soils and open the attribute table and look for that piece of information that I'm looking for here. That piece of information that I want to extract out. So it's going to be depth to restrictive layer lithic bedrock. And another thing that I can do is I can just simply go in here and change the symbology to just show that thing that I'm looking for. So if I go to properties and I go to symbology and I choose categories, and I want the value field to be that depth to restrictive layer lithic bedrock, just choose all values. Then I can change the colors here. So let's just say that I want 201 to be yellow. I want 127. Maybe I want 127 to be yellow. And I want 201. Actually, I'll just make 127 orange. And then click apply and click OK. And we can see the areas that contain that lithic bedrock. And that's the information that I want to extract out. So first I'm going to clip. So I'm going to go over here to my analysis tools because my soils is actually a vector type data. They're polygons. I'm going to go to extract and I'm going to choose the clip tool. I'm going to move my model builder model closer to my Arc toolbox. I'm going to drag and drop this clip tool into my suitability analysis model. So now I see the tool here. So now I need an input. So of course one of them is going to be my soils. We've used this tool before, so we're somewhat familiar on what's going to happen here. So I'm using this pan tool to pan around. I'm using this select tool to just select things and move elements around. And I want to connect my soils to my clip. Before I do that, let me add another input, because this is the cookie dough. Now we need the cookie cutter, and the cookie cutter is my area of interest. And then the cookies is going to be this output feature. So now we need to connect these two inputs to this clip, and we're going to use this connect tool. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on my soils and drag onto clip. And now it's prompting me for an input type. It's either going to be an input feature or a clip feature, and we know it's going to be an input feature from experience. Going to do the same thing for area of interest, except it is going to be the clip feature. And now the tool turns orange. It turns orange when it has everything that it needs to run. So blue is always input, orange is always the tool, and green is the output. We're not done yet because we want to make sure that this output is going to go where we want it to go and it's named correctly. And you notice as I roll my mouse over the tool, a little kind of like helper window opens, giving us information about our inputs and our outputs and our XY tolerance. So if I right click on this and I go to open, we see that same information here, our inputs, our outputs, and our XY tolerances. It kind of helps us to see if we had selected the correct input. So for our output, we don't want it to be named this huge long thing. I just want it to be named MP Soils. More like Park Soils. We took the A out. The old one had an A after Park, and that meant adjacent soils. And this is no longer adjacent. This is the actual site. So we're just going to call it Marlette Park Soils, and I'm going to click OK. Next, we want to make sure that we have our select tool selected. I'm going to right click on the clip tool, and if you see again, we can see the little pop-up It'll stay up there. We can see that our output feature class is correct. It's going to be called MP Soils, and we see that over here in green. Roll our mouse over the green, we can see where it's going to get saved to. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on clip, and I'm going to select run so that this tool can run. Notice it turns red when it's running. When it's done, it'll go back to yellow, and we can click close to this window. And it may or may not add to the display. If it doesn't add to the display, all you have to do is just right click on the output and select add to display, and then it will appear in the display. I'm just going to go ahead and drag this window out of the way and take a look at what got added to the display. So if I right click on my old one and go to open attribute table, I notice that I have 39 types of soils in here, 39 records. If I go to the clipped version, right click on that and open attribute table, I notice I'm down to 9. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my source data because I don't need it anymore. And in my inventory, I'm going to right click here and create a new group layer. I'm going to right click on that again and go to properties. And I'm just going to name this soils. Whoops. Must have clicked something else there. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to drag and drop my MP Soils into Soils. And if I want to, I can turn that on and off. And right now I'm just going to right click on it. I'm going to go to Properties. I'm going to change the Symbology so it matched my other one. I'm going to choose Depth to Restrictive Layer Lithic Bedrock. Click Add All Values. I'm going to change this 201 to yellow. And this 127 to orange. And if we want to, over here in the label column, we can add more details in here. And I'm not going to do this right now. I'm just going to leave this as is. Just going to click apply and click OK. So these are the soils that are contained within our processing extents or area of interest.